Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?
Cook all night long? Who is he talking about? He's talking about me, and he's also talking about you because it is Saturday night. My name is Christina, and if you're watching this live, then you are cooking live here on the main. We are making a chicken tikka masala that is going to rock your world. And speaking of rocking your world, tech savvy. If you haven't called them yet, get on it. Best prices for internet in the country, and they keep us live with this incredible live stream every single week. You can't just do this with any old internet. You need the good stuff. If this is your first time cooking live, you should have all of your ingredients prepped. We post the ingredients on Instagram at Here on the Main. That's where you can get everything. Let me know if you are cooking live so that I can check in with you guys. We have Lisanne, Amanda. I know we have a couple new people tonight. Welcome. Hope you guys have fun. If there's any questions, put them down in the comments. If you're watching the rerun of this, there are timestamps below to get you anywhere you need to go in the video. I would like to get underway ASAP because we have some chicken that needs marinating. If you're doing a vegetarian option for this, then you don't need to worry about the marinating of said vegetables. But there's a couple different things that you can do. I'll explain in a minute once we start to get this chicken going. The Blend, awesome channel. Go check them out. Carson is great. Candace is here. Alyssa is here. Let's get going, guys. Grab your chicken. Grab a bowl to marinate your chicken in because we are just going to get rolling. I have all my chicken thighs chopped up already. They're in bite-sized pieces. I have one left to do with you. If you guys didn't chop up your chicken, this is a great task to delegate. Give the bowl of chicken to somebody and say, chop this up into bite-sized pieces, and I'll show you what that looks like right now. I've got one chicken thigh left, and I just like to do 2 slices right through it, and then one big one. And then you've got them all into bite-sized pieces. So the lengthwise, you want to do 3 slices, and then one right down the middle. If you didn't chop your chicken like that, it doesn't matter. It's all gonna taste great. So don't worry, don't get too bogged down about it. I'm just gonna get rid of these. Make sure you guys have a bowl so that you can marinate that chicken. We are making a super, super flavorful marinade tonight with Greek yogurt or regular yogurt. Whatever kind of plain yogurt you have is gonna work phenomenally well because the yogurt actually has acid in it, and the acid is what helps to break down the chicken. So get that yogurt into the bowl. We're just gonna mix everything together. I've got 2 teaspoons of Garam Masala. Garam Masala is an Indian spice blend made up of a bunch of different things. Each if you're of Indian descent and you make your own, you probably have your own blend. I just buy mine from the store. I'm dying to try making my own though. And I've got half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm using pink Himalayan. And that's just gonna go right into my Greek yogurt. If you're doing, mix that around. If you're doing a vegetarian option, you can actually still do the marinade and toss your veggies in it and roast it in the oven. It'll actually still get that flavor in there. And guys, I've even done this without marinating the chicken at all, and it's still really, really good. Next thing you wanna do is grab a lemon, slice it in half, and grab a fork. This is what I call the stab and twist method. Stab your lemon, and you want the juice of half a lemon right in this marinade. Just get it all in there. I'm not really worried about the seeds. I'll get those out later, and plus they'll stay in the bottom of the bowl. Don't worry about it too much. Keep this lemon for whatever else you want. We don't need it. Mix that up. Who else is here? Perfect. Lisanne contracted out the cutting of her chicken. Candace already missing things. How much masala? 2 teaspoons of Garam Masala. Dan was yelling and she didn't hear me. Hilliers are here, and the Hendersons. You guys are great. Thank you so much. You should have 3 garlic cloves. Now, If you have a microplane, this guy is going to be your friend tonight because I'm going to use the microplane for my garlic and my ginger. So I like to keep my ginger in the freezer, and then when I need it, I just take it out, and it's really easy to grate on the microplane. But if you're working with a knife, no worries. I'm just doing a very, very light kind of hit on this garlic so that you can just get the peel off. It's very, very easy when you do it like this. Get that peel off, and I'm gonna microplane this garlic. If you don't have a microplane, then make a paste out of the garlic on your cutting board with salt, and you will get exactly the right texture that you need coming out of this garlic. So I'm just gonna grab my microplane, and right into my bowl of marinade, I'm going to microplane this garlic. This is the best way to get the maximum amount of flavor out of your garlic. I'll show you. You can see it all comes out on the back just like this. It's a beautiful paste, and this is how we are gonna get lots of flavor into this chicken without a lot of time. If you guys like this recipe and you try it again on your own, you can let this chicken marinate for anywhere from 15 minutes, an hour, a few hours. We're not gonna have that kind of time today, but you're gonna see how good this is gonna turn out anyways. We're gonna give this as much time as we can, which is why we're doing it first. So when you guys are trying to make a meal come together in really good time, think about the steps and what needs to happen and what you can do while other things are cooking or marinating. In this case, look at this, all this beautiful garlic. Make sure you get every single bit off the back. Get it all in there. You want to make sure this garlic is fully incorporated. The next thing we're gonna do is add ginger. You want a tablespoon of ginger. If you don't have a microplane and frozen ginger, then use your knife and chop it up. I'm gonna use my microplane because I have it, and I'm gonna show you right here on this cutting board how incredible this microplane works with frozen ginger. I'm just gonna do this, and it actually becomes the same consistency as the garlic. How are you guys doing? Everyone's doing good. Candace, are you caught up? And don't worry, guys, if you're like, how do I know how much a tablespoon is of ginger if I'm grating it or chopping it? You cannot have too much ginger. Ginger and garlic are two of the quintessential flavors in chicken tikka masala, or sorry, in Indian cooking. If you are cooking anything Indian or Indian-esque or Indian-inspired, chances are you are using garlic and ginger because they are just two of the most prominent flavors, along with obviously a whole host of others, but they actually sell a ginger garlic paste in the store. So just to show you how prominent these flavors are, this ultra cold ginger is going right into my marinade. It's all over. I love keeping my ginger in the freezer because it just keeps, first of all, it keeps forever. Second of all, it grates just beautifully. So if you need it to meld into a sauce, always grate it. You'll end up with just a really, really lovely result. Lisanne's sun is going down right now. The blend, you guys are doing good. Perfect. Okay, guys, smell your marinade. Smell how good those flavors are. Just, oh, it just smells so, so good. Okay, marinade is done. Get your chicken right in the bowl. And this is step one. This is absolutely a takeout, fake out. And what I mean by that is if you guys are, this is something you only ever order via takeout, or you live somewhere where you just can't get good Indian takeout, I get it, I've been there. This is a recipe that is going to get you there. Of course, there's, you know, my tandoor is out of service, and normally you would cook this chicken in a tandoor, which is a giant clay oven. It's out for repairs right now. If your tandoor is also out for repairs, you're gonna see we can just pan fry this. It's all good. The point is to start cooking with these flavors on a regular basis because they're delicious and they should not be left out. Okay, this smells delicious. Set this aside. Wash up your hands if you have to. We're gonna move on to making the sauce, and that's gonna start with chopping up some onion. The onion is going to form the base of the sauce. We're gonna get some garlic in the sauce. It's like everything is just gonna come together so nicely. I'll tell you guys now, I've got all of my spices measured out. So if you do need to measure those out, go for it. Carson says, what should the consistency of the marinade be? It doesn't matter. It should be it should still be that kind of looser yogurt consistency because the consistency is less important than the taste. And whatever consistency it is, if you started with yogurt, it's going to coat the chicken. And we just need it to coat the chicken. I think, a lot of people get very bogged down with, it being perfect and everything, aligning just right. And is this exactly what it's supposed to taste like? When the beauty of it is that whatever tastes good to you, that's what you should do. And that's how you should make your food taste. So what I mean by that, I'm just gonna start slicing this onion. We're just doing a medium chop on this onion. So start peeling it like we always do. If you like your food really spicy, then you're gonna wanna add extra chili heat to this chicken tikka masala. If you don't like it spicy at all, then leave out the Kashmiri chili powder. If you're not using Kashmiri chili powder, I understand it's hard to find, then hopefully you've substituted with some paprika and some cayenne pepper. If you don't want any heat, don't use any of that cayenne pepper. It's that easy. Make it according to your taste. That's what's important here. Perfect. I got my onion peeled and I've made a mess, of course. Do you have to be a model to be a great chef? Okay, now you're sucking up and I like it. You guys are so sweet. I'm just gonna get my knife running through this onion, just like this. I did try and wear a nice bright color to symbolize the beautiful flavors that we're going to be cooking with this evening. Guys, Indian flavors are some of my absolute favorite. I learned how to cook Indian food from actually a woman here on YouTube named Vijaya, and she's also Canadian, and she's just incredible. Her food is really approachable, and I'm not following her recipe exactly. I did increase the amount of spices we're using because I do like it to be very full flavored. And if you guys want to dive more into cooking Indian food, I will be going down that road. But of course, if you want to see more of it more often, Vijaya is phenomenal. She had posted my story from Instagram saying that we were going to be making this, which was kind of a very exciting moment for me. So I'm just getting this onion sliced. It looks really great. It's not making me cry. That's a positive. Get this all chopped up. I am gonna put this onion on a plate because I need to bring it to the stove, and that's just a little bit easier for me to manage. And we're getting very close, guys. We're getting very close to cooking this chicken. Like I said, we don't have quite the time for a full marinade tonight, but it's still gonna be delicious. All the flavors are gonna be there. What are you drinking tonight? Candace wants to live vicariously through me because she's pregnant. Well, I hate to disappoint you, and I really don't want to start any rumors again. I know we did start some rumors, but I'm just drinking water. I'm so dehydrated from today, and last night was Good Friday. We did have some wine. I'm not hungover, and I'm also not pregnant. I just really wanted water, so the finest in filtered fridge filtered water is what I've got going on. This onion, I'm just gonna park it over beside the stove, and I'm gonna grab my blend of spices. Here we go. Look how pretty. Spices and the garlics. Boors, she says. Cherry. Oh, Cherry is cooking from Rome. The More Cherry. She has, I'm just peeling my garlic, guys. Cherry has a phenomenal channel. Make sure you guys go check her out. She's a good friend from Rome. I think I've mentioned her before. We liked to party together on my trips there. Actually, you want to hear a funny story? The last time I was in Rome, I didn't tell Cherry I was coming. I was just going to message her when I was there. But then I think it was like on one of our first nights, we were out just at a local kind of watering hole, and Cherry was there and I was there, and we were just like, hey, and we bumped into each other. So, I mean, it seems kind of like fate, right? She's great. I am just peeling this garlic, and I've got my beautiful spices as a backdrop here. You guys want to get your spices ready as well. We've got 1 teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder. We have 2 teaspoons of Garam Masala, 2 teaspoons of coriander, 1 teaspoon of turmeric, and 2 teaspoons of cumin. Now, you're also going to need 1 tablespoon of ginger. You know we're going to grate that. And 3 cloves of garlic, which we're also going to grate with our microplane. Now, I've already mentioned this, but if you don't have Kashmiri chili powder, it's basically just a spicy Indian chili powder. You want to use, to your spice tolerance, cayenne pepper and some paprika. If you only have smoked paprika, because I know we use that a lot here on the channel, use it. Like, how can that be bad? Smoked paprika is never bad. Cherry says, I can't cook as fast as you. That's okay. Let me know where you're at. I have been going a little bit faster because I will have time to coach you guys once we're at the stove and we're getting through some of this. One of my least favorite kitchen tasks has got to be taking the peel off of garlic, and I have tried many tricks. Oh, I can't be bothered. So I'm going to just set my spices aside, and I'm going to grate all 3 of my garlic cloves and 1 tablespoon of ginger, and we need that for the sauce. You should also have for the sauce 2 cups of passata. Passata is just pureed tomatoes. Tomatoes that were picked at the peak of freshness, and then they were jarred. I love passata. Oh, Lizanne says, what would be the measurements for paprika and cayenne? I would do a teaspoon of paprika and then as much cayenne as you feel. Maybe start with a ½ teaspoon and see how that is for you. If you really like heat, you could go up to 3/4 of a teaspoon. If it's something you cook all the time and you know, oh no, I like a full teaspoon, go for it. This is a chicken tikka masala, should be as spicy as you want it to be. Okay, getting this grated. I apologize in advance if your fingers smell like garlic for the next like 2 hours, but that's just what happens. I've got all my garlic grated. Look how beautiful that is. Can they see that okay? Perfect. Okay, and now I'm going in with my ginger. I'm just peeling off. See, sometimes the peel doesn't actually grate, which is fine. I don't advocate to peel your ginger. I don't think it really matters. And I am just going to grate as much of this as I can. I'm going for about a tablespoon, but like I said, if I get a little bit more, no one's complaining. This is the good part. Lizanne says, we like it hot, then definitely go for a teaspoon. I also like it hot. Perfect. Look at all of this beautiful ginger. Excellent. And now you know that you can keep your ginger in the freezer. Perfect tip. You will always have ginger and it will not go bad. Look at all this beautiful paste. I'm just putting this in a little ramekin here so I can bring it to the stove. This is going to come to the stove. My spices are going to come to the stove. And yes, our cream. There is cream in chicken tikka masala. I am using cashew cream. Now, honestly, there is virtually no difference if you're using regular dairy cream or cashew cream. The reason I'm using cashew cream is because I actually love it. You guys know I'm not dairy averse. I love dairy. I just happen to really, really like this stuff. It's like, I don't know, it's got this addicting, creamy, nutty quality but the nuttiness isn't too forward. Oh my gosh, Cherry says, too hard to cook and interact. Don't worry, you don't have to interact. This is for you to learn and have fun. That's all we're doing here. Learning and having fun. Okay, guys, it's time to cook. We need to do the chicken, and we're gonna do it in a pan like this. I have a non-stick pan. You grab whatever you want. I find non-stick works best because I'm gonna put it on the burner right now and preheat it to medium-high, number 8. The reason I like a non-stick is because I find it interacts best with the yogurt marinade on the chicken. So if you're not working with a non-stick, I would probably go on a lower heat. Lizanne says, can I use oatmeal cream? Did not find cashew cream. Yeah, so actually, Lizanne, there's a recipe for cashew cream on the channel. I'll link it here, showing you guys how to make it. I watered down my cashew cream, 1/3 cup to 1/3 cup cashew cream to 2/3 cup of water. If you have heavy cream, I would use that because I've never cooked with oatmeal cream. I don't know how that works. The key with cashew cream is that it actually thickens as it cooks. So it does thicken really, really nicely, like regular cream. Brian says, can't wait to see the final results. Yes, I can't wait to eat the final results. So I'm just gonna bring this cashew cream over to the stove. It's not gonna be needed till the end. The spices are not gonna be needed yet either because we're gonna start with the chicken. So I'm going to grab my chicken, and in that time, we're also going to prep some rice. So I've got my chicken here. Again, if you have time to do a good marinade on this, go for it. Like, the chicken's gonna be equally delicious either way. There's no way when you're using this amount of flavor, it can't be phenomenal. It has to be by default. So, I can't help it. I just love smelling it. Okay, this is coming up to temp. I'm gonna cook in some butter and some oil. If you happen to have ghee, that's really great. I mean, you can't get more authentic Indian than ghee. I just didn't have any. If you need to use something like coconut oil or all veg oil, that's fine. This is just exciting because there's some water on the burner. But you guys want to just use what you have. I use the butter for flavor, the oil for the high heat, and yeah. Lizanne says, it says to use like regular cream. Perfect, use that. What are you marinating your chicken in? Get my chicken in there. Oh yeah, we're getting lots of heat under this pan. I'm gonna do about a tablespoon of oil into the pan. And I have this butter here. I need half of it for my chicken. Right in. It should start sizzling right away. So Cherry, the marinating recipe is in the recipe card. We did, it's with the Greek yogurt and the spices and the lemon. Perfect. Look, my pan is nice and hot. We're gonna get moving with this chicken. We actually want to not crowd the pan. So, perfect. Should get sizzling right away. If you don't, bump your heat up. And get your chicken in. Like I said, don't crowd it. Our goal here is not to cook the chicken. It is to just brown it. And if we have too much chicken in the pan, then all it's going to do is steam. And we don't want steamed chicken, we want brown chicken. So I'm bumping up my heat just to make sure we don't get into steaming territory. And I'm gonna get out a plate to house my chicken for when it comes off of the stove. Just get these pieces in, keep an eye, wait for them to brown, give them a flip. We are trying to develop good color on these so that it will lend that to the sauce. We're gonna build the sauce in this same pan once we remove the chicken. So this is about as much chicken as I'm gonna put in here right now. Oh, wow, that smells good. Whew. Yes. Guys, are you smelling this right now? David is nodding. I think that means it smells good. Beautiful. I recently started a TikTok for the channel, guys. If you go over to TikTok, if anyone has that in this age category. Look, I have that color right there. I'm flipping the chicken. On that channel, I've been taking all of our lives and turning them into 60-second TikToks. It's quite a feat to take all of that footage and turn it into 60 seconds, but it's been fun. Plus, I think it really gives you an overview of what the recipe looks like before you actually attempt it, which can be nice. Awesome. I'm just flipping this chicken, getting a moderate amount of color. Because we're going to keep cooking in this pan the rest of the chicken, I don't want it to get too brown, or else everything in the pan is going to burn. Oh my gosh. The smell on this chicken, it's almost like, it's just warm. It's like I'm smelling kind of a cinnamon. Oh wow, just so good. So good. Perfect. Lisanne says, smells super bon. It's Canadian French, super bon. I don't know if we'd hear that in France. Anyone from France watching? French Riviera? Let me know how you guys are doing. If you need me to slow down, if you need me to speed up. That's never happened, but you never know. First time for everything. Cherry says, I love the smell. Heck yes. Okay. I've got good color on these pieces of chicken. I'm going to take them out and start with the next batch. And I'm just going to do that, picking it all up. Remember, we're not cooking the chicken right now. That is not the goal here. The goal is brown. Brown flavor. Brown tastes good all the time. Okay, here we go. All this chicken is out, and I'm going in with a bunch more chicken. Don't worry if it's starting to spit a little bit. That happens. You're cooking. And remember, now that we've been cooking for a little while, the heat has come right back up on that pan, so monitor your heat. We don't want anything burning. We want everything browning. Just get that chicken in there. Try not to crowd the pan. If you do crowd the pan, again, bring that heat up. Let the moisture evaporate. This is not the kind of thing, cooking, whenever you hear people say, oh yeah, I just let it go. No, guys, you need to be here. You need to be cooking. If someone needs you right now, it's a great excuse to say, I can't, I'm cooking. Cooking requires your full attention. There are some recipes that don't, but these types of things, absolutely. We cannot set it and forget it. Did you throw the onion in yet? No. The onion is for the sauce. We're just starting the chicken, and or if you're doing veg, you should have your veg cooking. So we're not there yet. You'll see. Oh my God. Guys, I actually can't believe how good this smells. I was hungry before I started, and now it's just being made worse. Alyssa says, Maria, my mom says, if you're not making a mess, you're not cooking. I mean, that is kind of true. I like to delegate cleanup. I do not like to clean up. Okay, I'm flipping this chicken. We got good color. Right over. And see, guys, when this chicken is all done, we're going to be left with some incredible flavor in the bottom of the pan. And at that point, we're going to add the onions after we're done cooking the chicken. And when we add those onions, it's going to cook in all this deliciousness that's in this pan. So just keep cooking, keep flipping. I got about one more batch left to go. If any of your pieces are cooking at different times, so one seems done, pull it out. Each chicken needs its own attention. Give that pan a shake. Yes, no onion yet, guys. No onion yet. Let me know if you guys do have any questions or any requests for future cook-alongs. We cook live as many Saturdays as we can manage. Tonight is chicken tikka masala, and yeah, if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. I am doing a recipe test this week for some pad thai. We had a request for pad thai. And the goal for the pad thai, I will say, is to keep it manageable for the home cook. Pad thai uses some really great ingredients, that are just honestly really hard to find. So my threshold for this is going to be, if the ingredient is locatable in Sudbury, then it's at home friendly. In Ottawa, we have some phenomenal Asian markets, like the best. You find anything. You find anything fresh, frozen, canned, pastes, sauces, condiments, like it's next level. But unfortunately, it's not that accessible in every city, and it does make it very difficult to cook really, really good ethnic food at home, because you're just missing some of those core flavors that aren't really, that aren't substitutable. So we are going to recipe test a pad thai that uses things that are in your pantry probably, or you only need to grab a couple of things, so that hopefully you can make this on the fly. I'm getting the rest of my chicken in there. It's all out. One straggler. Done. How are you guys doing? Greek lamb stew. I mean, that sounds really good, but it sounds like it needs to cook for a while. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get people on here for a 2-hour live stream, you think? You never know. Yes, pad thai, Lizanne says. I don't have white rice. Brown, should I start? Yes, Lizanne, start boiling your rice now if you have brown. If you are cooking white rice, or brown rice, and you want to add some flavoring to it, if you have that optional bay leaf and cardamom, you are going to want to add that bay leaf and cardamom into some fat, whether it's butter or oil, in the bottom of your rice pot, and bloom those. Toast up those whole spices if you're using them before you add your rice in. That is one of the tricks that we're going to be doing tonight. But if you're using brown rice, you definitely want to get there now. And guys, this recipe holds really, really, really well. If you make it in advance and then you rewarm it after, it holds beautifully. You don't even have to really do anything to it, and it cooks up just like you just made it. So if you need something great for like meal prep, or people are coming over, you want something to throw on, this is perfect. Just, you want to marinate the chicken ahead of time. Do this when you get home from work. So many options. Lamb chops. Ooh, I do love a good lamb chop. Actually, I do love lamb in general. I do a phenomenal leg of lamb. I'm absolutely going to film a episode to show you guys how it goes, because it's the best lamb I've ever made, and I've made it so many times now, and every time I do, even David says it's one of the best things that we eat. It's 100 times better than any lamb I've ever had in a restaurant, and we've had lamb at some high-end restaurants. So just wonderful. Okay, this chicken is done. Get those onions on standby and get that nub of butter on standby. Look at this. I'm getting all this flavor out and onto this plate. I'm getting another nub of butter into my pan. It's going right in. And that's going to be for our sauce. We are going to start building this sauce. If you were waiting for me to start building the sauce, this is your moment, friends. I have my heat on medium. Get everything up off the bottom of your pan. The onions go in. So guys, you saw on the pan there was all that good caramelized flavor that we just developed. Get that onion in there. Get it sauteing. You want good color on this onion. You'll see all these nice brown bits that are in the pan. That is flavor, and that is going to be one of the difference makers. Lizanne says wine with water for the rice. Are you asking if you should put wine in your rice? I wouldn't put wine in the rice. You could, let me know how it goes. Maybe I said that by accident. I had wine on the brain. Okay. Yes, okay. I want to tell you guys a trick. When you're trying to get something to brown, don't touch it. Stop touching it completely and it will brown and develop that flavor. So I'm going to leave these onions to saute on medium high. I'm on number 7 while I wash my rice. So come with me. I need a pot for this rice. I'm gonna get a lid for this pot and we're gonna wash our rice. So come on over. I'm putting this rice, actually, you know what? I'm gonna do this in a strainer because I do wanna toast my spices. So I'm gonna take my rice, put it in the strainer, and just rinse it under the tap. This isn't a, this is not like a professional level rice wash here. I'm not really worried about that now. The rice is not the star tonight. The chicken tikka masala is. It smells like that. David, can you smell that? Like, hello. I'm just giving this a wash, getting off some of the excess starch. And I'm just gonna let this drain in the sink for a second while I turn my attention to this pot on the stove. And I'm going to preheat it to number 6, kind of a medium. Let's check on those onions. Yep, there it is, nice flavor. Oh yes, let those onions get good and brown. Because we're letting everything brown, we're developing those flavors as we go. If we didn't brown the chicken and we didn't brown the onions, your chicken tikka masala would just taste bleh, kind of muted, kind of empty. We're also going to toast the spices in here. Lots of good stuff is going to happen. Jason Cameron, this Moscow Mule is tasty. See, that's what I'm talking about. Moscow Mule. Get me one of those. I'm not a talented drink maker, but like, I think I should have one on so they can make cocktails for us. That would just be great. It said white wine on my list. Did it? Did it say white wine? I sure didn't say white rice. Maybe it said white wine. I don't know. Sometimes it's so late when we're making those lists. I don't even know. If you want to be a proofreader for the show, let me know. We do need that. So, this is what I'm doing for my rice. I have a nub of butter. This is a tablespoon. You can use coconut oil, you can use a little bit of oil, regular oil. The point of this fat in the rice is to bloom and toast our spices. My weapon of choice, a wooden spoon. Once this butter is melted, I'm going to add these spices and let them toast in this butter right before I add the rice. Guys, this is getting there. This is looking really, really good. Come and see this. Come and see how much color I have on my onions. I'm almost there. As soon as I get the rice going, guys, I'm going to move to the next step on this sauce. So let's show them that the butter is bubbling. I'm going to add 3 cardamom pods and 1 bay leaf. I'm also going to add a generous season of salt because you need to salt your rice. Now, my favorite Indian spot in Ottawa, I'm not even going to tell you what it is because I don't want it to get even more popular than it already is. I know that's awful. If you're like, they should benefit from, guys, it's already so busy. I can barely get my food from there, so I'm not going to tell you. Okay, I'm just pushing on these cardamom pods to release that flavor, letting that toast. Oh yes, my favorite Indian spot does this to their rice and I just love it. I'm gonna add the rice Give it a stir. Heck yes. And to 1 cup of rice, I'm gonna add 2 cups of water. Let me just check on this really quick. Oh yeah, we're there on those onions. Add 2 cups of water into this rice. I'm gonna go just a little bit shy of 2 cups because I washed my rice and the rice is holding on to some water. You guys know, like, a lot of people cooking rice is a very religious experience, and if that's you, all the more power to you. My method for cooking rice is usually turn it on, put a lid on it, wait till it overboils, then come over to it, sort it out. So we'll see how it goes tonight. I'm turning up the heat on my rice to bring it up to a boil, and this is so ready, it's not even funny. I cannot wait. Okay, spices. We have our onions, nice and brown. Come see this. We've developed a ton of flavor. You'd recommend, any sub you'd recommend for cardamom pods? Still use a bay leaf if you have one. You can do some cumin seeds if you have it, but you also don't need anything. Like, this is so full flavored, you really don't need it. What spices do we need for the rice? Oh, I'm just reading back, sorry. Okay. Now, I'm gonna add my garlic and ginger paste. Give that a 30-second mix. I'm on number 4 right now. I've knocked my heat back because I don't want this ginger and garlic to burn. I just wanna wake it up. Oh, wow. You smell that? Whew. That's great. Just wake up that ginger and garlic, mix it around, push it into the pan. We don't want any color to develop on the ginger and garlic. Get those tomatoes on standby because we are going to add the tomatoes very shortly. All those spices that we talked about earlier into the pan. Toast these for a little under 30 seconds as well, and then you're going to add that 2 cups of tomato puree. And one of the secrets to making a good chicken tikka masala, or really any good tomato-based curry, oh, that's strong, that smells lovely, is we're actually going to cook out the tomatoes. And we are gonna cook these out until they become a burnt orange color. So I just added my tomatoes. We want a lot of this liquid to come out of the tomatoes. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna be able to see the transformation that's gonna take place. And the volume is going to reduce. I'm going to turn my heat up just a little bit because I do want this to start reducing because this process can take a little bit of time. But it's just important that it reduce into kind of a paste-like consistency. Do not add that cream yet, that cashew cream, whatever you're using. We are not there. I do want this to come up to a boil. You see it came up nice and quick. Hopefully we don't get too much spattering. We're all backing up now because of our clothes. But you literally just want this to reduce, guys. Everything we've ever learned about, moisture in food, you know, oh look, see, overboil, perfect timing. I'm turning this down now to minimum. I'm getting this on. Oh, I love it. I love the way that smells. Hopefully it doesn't overboil again. If it does, again, I'm not concerned about it. So, anything we've ever learned about cooking, and we talk about moisture in food, and we talk about getting that moisture out so that we can have the flavor intensify, that's the exact principle that is at play here. You're gonna get that tomato on the bottom sizzling and turning color. This is just gonna overboil all night, isn't it? It's, like I said, guys, I'm really not like a rice aficionado. I just let it happen. You know, when you're cooking with all your senses and you hear it overboil, yeah, I gotta be able to do that. So I'm gonna move this around from time to time so that new tomato is touching the bottom of the pan, because the bottom of the pan is where all the action is happening. Just let this cook. Get it pretty high because the higher it is, honestly, the faster it's going to cook. And obviously we want to be eating today. I mean, it just wants my attention. What can I say? I caught that much. Let's see. You guys doing okay? Do we use the ginger and garlic? Yes, Candace. Ginger and garlic right before the tomatoes with all of your, just before your spices. Doesn't really, and I know I'm giving exact timing when this stuff should go in. The fact of the matter is this is all so flavorful that you could really screw this up pretty bad and it would still taste really, really good. Like really good. I want to show you also what's happening over here with the chicken. Remember, chicken is not cooked, but look at all of this flavor. All of this flavor is going to go right into the sauce. And you could hear the sizzle on this sauce. That's because I'm letting the sauce touch the bottom of the pan. Every time I stir it, I have new tomato sauce that's coming into contact with the bottom of the pan, and that is a good thing. That gives it an opportunity to caramelize, reduce. Perfect. Let me know how you guys are doing. Anything else you guys want us to cook? What else tickles your fancy? Do you guys like pasta recipes? I really love the pasta recipes. They're probably my favorite that we do, and there's hundreds. Like I've probably made hundreds of pastas in my life. Lots of which you guys should absolutely learn how to cook. And look, you guys, a little community in the comments helping each other. That's wonderful. So I'm just continuing to cook this, stir it. I am going to chop up some cilantro. That is probably, if my rice isn't going to overboil, it shouldn't. Let's chop up some cilantro for the top of this chicken tikka masala. That is the Indian way, Vijaya says. Vijaya from YouTube, I told you about her earlier. And I'm gonna do actually kind of a rough chop on this because I like the way that it looks. I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna do a bit of a rough chop, and then where the stems and stuff are, I'm gonna do a fine chop. Variety, why not? Oh, this smells amazing. I love cilantro. I'm sure I've told you guys a story about how I used to hate it so much. And now I love it. Proof that people can change. I believe that. Getting philosophical. Okay, look at this. Oh my gosh, the flavors. You should really be smelling what is happening here. Get it all off the bottom. You'll see I've already lost so much liquid and the color is already changing. Yes, all the pasta. Lisa, daughter saying not fast enough. I'm not sure if you're talking about our cooking speed. Clarify, please. This is almost there. We're so close. If you guys are cooking this on your own, you could probably lower the heat and go a little bit slower if you wanted, but I like to go quick and I like high heat. You guys know this. Do we remember last week, if you guys missed last week's episode where we cooked an entire fish? First of all, it was so good. Second of all, the fire alarm went off in my unit. It happened. I always wonder, I'm like, what's gonna happen one day when the fire alarm goes off? Because when I'm cooking normally, the fire alarm does go off. You guys know I like to cook with high heat. It happens. When we're doing pizza in the oven, I do it at 550. I mean, try not having your smoke detector go off at 550. It just does. Ethan, how about chicken paella? Heck yeah, chicken paella. I love it. That'd be so good. So good. A little seafood in there, like almost like a surf and turf. Yes, I like that idea. And you know, we're kind of coming up to a really nice season for it too, with the spring, the summer, all that. Paella I mean, it's Spanish. It just caliente, you know, just seems hot. Okay, I've got all of this ready to go. Okay, come see where my color is, guys. I've lost a lot of volume, like so much volume. Look how thick this is. It's almost like a tomato paste. This is exactly where I want to be. This tomato paste consistency. I'm going to get my heat down because I don't need a violent occurrence when I add the cream. This is stunning. Like, look how thick this is, guys. This is exactly the thickness that you want. When you lift it up, it should not be falling off of your spoon. It should be, I mean, it will fall, but in like a big clump, not in a stream of tomatoes. That's how you know. Can I add my veggies at any time? So Amanda, you want to, as soon as your sauce is at this stage with the tomatoes, we're gonna add our cream, and then you're gonna add your veggies because this still needs to cook. So here we go. My heat has now come down. We will not have a violent situation. I'm going to add my cream. Here we go. I'm actually gonna give it a little stir because it is cashew cream, so it can't separate. I'm adding this in. Oh yes, this is the pièce de résistance if I ever did see one myself. Add your cream and start emulsifying that beautiful tomato mixture with this sauce. Now's the time. I'm going to season this with salt. I'm going to start with about 1/4 teaspoon. Oh yeah. Just emulsify these two liquids together. And then we're going to add our chicken and or veggies. And this is going to continue to cook and thicken. This is beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Guys, you are never going to order this takeout again. Or maybe you will, but it'll just be less frequent because you're going to be able to make this at home. Okay. I'm emulsified. I'm adding my chicken. Get all of those juices in there if you're using chicken. This should be illegal. How's it going? Cream time. Perfect, guys. You're doing good. Mike, are you cooking? Is that what's happening? Get your chicken coated in this sauce. Bring the temperature back up. This only needs to cook for about 5-7 minutes, maybe a little bit longer than 5. We need to make sure that chicken is cooked. And because we're cooking chicken thighs, you guys, there's a magic temperature at which chicken thighs pull apart and get really, really tender. And that temperature is 180 degrees. Okay, look, oh my gosh, guys, the sauce is so thick and delicious. I've got my chicken all submerged. My heat is on number 6, and we're gonna let this cook. I'm actually gonna add, just because my sauce is so thick, I'm actually just gonna add 1/4 cup of water because my cashew cream thickened up quite a bit. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of water because I'm gonna lose water when I'm cooking this. And if I'm gonna lose water and I don't want it to get that much thicker, then I gotta give it some water. And it's as easy as that. Look at that. Okay, the goal right now is to cook this chicken. Let it go. We're gonna be able to try this very, very soon. I'm gonna check on this rice. We're almost there, guys. Carson says, it smells so good. Heck yes. Oh my gosh. Oh yes. That rice is so good. I'm actually gonna turn it off. Your rice is probably almost done as well. Check it. How do you know if rice is done? You try it, that's how. Very official. Oh yes, this smells wonderful. Remember, the sauce on the bottom of the pan is going to cook faster than the sauce on top of the pan, so I am gonna stir this. Guys, this is like a treat. A real freaking treat. Oh yeah. Okay, this just needs to go. I need to let it do its thing. Let me know how it's going. Maria says, what about the turmeric and other spices? So depending on where you're at in the cooking process, that goes in right after the ginger and garlic. So you saute your onions, you add when they're super dark, you add your ginger and your garlic, and then you add all of your spices, and then you add your tomato. The point I'm at right now is this is just about done. Let me know where you guys are at so that I can help you guys get there. Mike says, I am a real freaking treat. I'm assuming you're talking about me. Thank you. Thank you very much. If I were a treat, I'd probably be a mini egg. And you know, I've nearly made it all the way to Easter without consuming a single mini egg. I don't know if that's a win or a massive loss. I'm leaning towards the latter on that one. I'm just stirring this. Ethan, can this be frozen? Heck yes, it can be frozen. I like where you're thinking. Like, yes, I would absolutely freeze this. No problem. I mean, really? And you're right, rice takes no time at all. Freeze this in individual portions. It'll warm up beautifully. Like, I've frozen so many things, especially like this. It's just good. Oh yes. Okay, I'm gonna try this because I want to try it for salt. If there's any salmonella in here, it's probably dead now. Okay, so you're welcome. This tastes so good. Yes. I can't wait to hear how your chicken tikka masala is turning out. That is phenomenal. I'm just waiting for this chicken to cook. I'm gonna check on a little piece of it right now, just to see where I'm at. Normally, I do not advocate for cutting into your meat because the juices run everywhere. But this meat is already cut and the juices are in the pan. So, no harm, no foul. None at all. Oh yeah, guys, this is cooked. Yeah, this is cooked. If you guys need to know if your chicken is cooked, take a piece out, cut into the middle of it, see if it's still pink. There's a lot of heat in this pan. If you've been cooking this chicken for anywhere from 5 to 7 minutes, it's cooked. And I say that, I try and give you guys the indicators because quite frankly, I'm not in your kitchen. I don't know with exactly what heat your stove is at. Even if I tell you I'm at number 6, that could mean something different for you. So I'm gonna turn this off. You wanna cut into a piece of chicken, make sure it's cooked all the way through. Chicken thighs, if you're using them, you could probably even take 2 forks and shred it. If it doesn't shred, give it another few minutes. If it shreds, no problem. You're good to go. You're cooked. Alyssa says this tastes incredible. Heck yes, it does. Let's get this moving. It's dinner. Hot plate. Need one of those. This beautiful chicken tikka masala right here. Let's switch out my utensil. And I've got my rice. I'll show you guys. Actually, let's get out another. If I put a pot here, is that okay? Another pot? Yeah, we're good. I gotta ask the boss. You know? I'm just gonna fluff up this rice. Come show them this rice. Look at that rice. It smells like cardamom and bay leaf. Let me know if you guys have any questions. We're coming down the home stretch. We're gonna log off in 2 minutes. Yeah. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna pull out this cardamom. If you guys got a cardamom in your rice, just pull it out. You don't wanna eat the whole cardamom pod. Give them a gratuitous shot of this chicken tikka. Look at that, guys. This is stunning. I'm just using my rice spoon. Look at this chicken tikka masala. That's what I'm talking about. A nice, generous, saucy portion right on top. You put as much as you like. Nobody's here to judge you. Certainly not me. Oh yeah. Brian says we need smell-o-vision. You guys all commenting how good this smells. It makes me so happy. Cilantro. Cilantro is like the perfume. Okay. And I know this, I do this every time. You think I'm being dramatic, but I know that if you're cooking along, you know just how good this tastes. If you guys aren't subscribed already, please give this video a like, give us a subscribe. It helps our channel tremendously. And thank you so much to anybody who shares this on your own personal socials. Like, you guys are just so sweet, so thoughtful, and I appreciate the support. We both appreciate the support. I'm gonna give this a try and then we're gonna log off because as you know, this is our dinner too. Here we go. Guys, go eat your dinner. This is so goddamn good. I'm gonna say goodnight. Thank you so, so much. Chicken Tikka Masala will be live on the channel in 5, 4, 3, 2. Have a good night, guys. Bye-bye.
Can I come in your kitchen, baby, and cook all night long with you?